And the stage is set in the Travers.
It's Damascus and the shoe.
And the stage is set in the Travers.
And Runaway Groom from Canada moves up. Runaway Groom moves up.
And the stage is set in the Travers.
And it is Thunder Rumble.
And they're at the top of the stretch.
Natalia Girl wins the Travers Stakes.
Street Sense and Grasshopper. And Street Sense prevail. And the stage is set in the Travers.
It's a dead heat in the Travers.
And they're at the top of the stretch. Rich Strike! Oh my goodness! Zandon wins the Courylsnd Bluegrass. Here comes Artorias. Here comes Artorias.
Cyberknife! In front! In front!
And the field is at the top of the stretch. And Epicenter's out in the middle of the track. And he's the center of attention now. Epicenter comes from off the pace to win the Jim Dandy Stakes.
Courylsnd Simmons with you here at the CS Racing Report, and it is Travers time, Midsummer Derby, mile and a quarter, 1.25 million on the line as we look at the 8 wonders of the equine world entering the starting gate for this Midsummer Classic. I'm tossing 4 horses, including 2 Gunrunner bred horses. Cyberknife, the 1 and the number 7 early voting. Cyberknife was sparkling in registering a 102 and winning the Haskell over Taba in 146.24, but I just get the hunch that he won't glide as smoothly over this deep and cuppy and tiring Saratoga surface, so I'm tossing him. Many will find that interesting. Early voting, the 7, the Preakness winner, flopped in a field of 4, finishing last after getting soft fractions in the Jim Dandy where he was defeated by Epicenter. People say that he needed the race off the long layoff, but he didn't need to finish 4th. So that was disturbing enough based on all those aforementioned factors to toss him. He'll give you a slight price at 8 to 1. He's probably going to drop because you're not going to really make a ton on the odds with any of these horses, including Rich Strike. But yes, early voting, Cyberknife I'm tossing. Gilded Age and Ain't Life Grand, the 2 other horses, are pretty well bred though to go long. So if you are going to sort of swing for the fences, they may be horses that you're looking at. I'm tossing all 4 of those, which brings me to the picks. I think one of the horses you have to look at. In the end, we may end up saying, why did we waste the time? But Rich Strike had a nice work over the Saratoga surface. People say it was too fast, but he hasn't run since the Belmont. He probably kind of needed it. So I think that the distance isn't going to be a problem. The question is, can he step up from the 90 that he ran in the Belmont, finishing 6th, which was a drop-off from his career best in the Derby of 101. I think he possibly could answer it. So my upset special is
Rich Strike!
The 2, the 6, the 5, and the 8, those same exacta numbers, as well as the final 2 numbers being flipped, 2, 6, 8, 5. So it's 2, 6, 5, 8, or 2, 6, same exacta, 8, 5, flipping Artorias and Zandon to fill out your superfectas there. The second set of numbers I find interesting. Artorias glided beautifully in the Courylsnd over the Saratoga strip and handled it very, very well. He's a son of the record-breaking Travers winner Arrowgate, so he's got a lot of cachet, same ownership, Juddmonte Farm. It's a big hurdle to clear to beat these horses, but I think he'll like it. The 5, the 6, the 1, and the 8, same exacta here, flipping those numbers on the tail end. The 5, the 6, the 8, the 1 using Zandon and Cyberknife. I do think that he possibly could run top 4. 5, 6, 1, 8, 5, 6, 8, 1. And then here's my wild card, Zandon. He has run 98 in the Bluegrass. Everybody went crazy and buzzed over him based on that. He did not run to the level that I thought that he should in the Kentucky Derby. I thought that he needed to improve 7 to 12 points. Come to find out, in the end, he only needed to improve 4 or 5 points and he would have won the Kentucky Derby. Couldn't get by Epicenter or the winner. And he ran a duplicate number in the Jim Dandy. Showed technical speed in a race that had none, or at least early voting didn't carve out significant fractions. Finished pretty well, but he still ran a 98. The question is, can he get over the century mark and then some and beat these horses? But I do think he's a wild card. The 8, the 6, the 2, and the 5. So consider those numbers. And then my final pick, obviously, that brings me to the aforementioned EPICENTER, trained by Steve Asmussen. He has always been consistent. He runs that career best 102. The only time that he didn't after his Risen Star win was in the Derby, where Rich Strike edged him in the dying moments of the first leg of the Triple Crown. So again, the question is, can he run a freak number? Can he, whether he sits on the pace like he did in the Louisiana Derby, stalking and pouncing, rating very nicely, or if he decides to hang back like he did in the Jim Dandy and to some extent the Derby and in the Preakness, where he kind of got off, where he kind of missed the break, can he basically bury these horses in the Travers? I think he's going to run well enough to where he might not even need to run a better number, but at some point he needs to basically decisively win these races from a speed figure standpoint. He definitely decisively won the Jim Dandy, but I am going to put my faith that he's been the best horse all year, and he'll get his grade 1 in the Travers Stakes. The 6, the 5, the 8, the 1, or the 6, the 2, the 5, and the 8 with Rich Strike, Artorias, and Zandon filling out those numbers. You could also go 6, 2, 5, 1. So again, EPICENTER wins the Travers. That's my final pick. 6, 5, 8, 1, or 6, 2, 5, 8, or once again 6, 2. That same exacta 6, 2, 5, 1. So those are my picks for the Travers Stakes at Saratoga at the Spa. We're certainly going to recap it and package it in a nice and neatly wrapped bow right here at the CS Racing Report.